You're listening to Beyond the Benchtop, a show about food ingredients. Our conversations go far beyond the lab as we dive into topics spanning from food science to market trends and everything in between.
Hello and welcome to the St. Charles podcast. My name is Christy and I am the R&D specialist here. And I have my coworker today here with me, Letty. She is the queen of garlic and veggies. So Letty, can you please introduce yourself?
Hi, good morning. This is Letty from St. Charles Trading. I'm the international manager in charge of importing a ton of product that we put under our private labels. I've been in this company for 10 years, and it's a pleasure to have all those ingredients on our labels to be able to manage all the traceability from A to Z.
Thank you, Letty. And Letty is a very valuable asset too because she actually speaks 3 languages.
Oh, that's true.
So she can talk to a lot of different suppliers in different languages. It's really great because I think it makes them feel more comfortable as well as, just great relations with them as well. So
It's a plus for sure.
it is.
Especially when you're an international.
Well, thank you, Letty, for that introduction. So we're going to kind of start off with garlic. Garlic is one of the products that I think is really great because it's pretty much used, I would say, in like 70% of different recipes and ingredient decks. I know it's really common since I'm looking at the different ingredient decks within the industry, I've noticed it's pretty much in everything.
You see garlic in every recipe, and you buy something from the supermarket, you look at ingredients, it's going to be one of the first ingredients in the list all the time. So,
Yeah.
And it's one of our first seller
Yeah.
at St. Charles Trading for sure. So we're very proud of the garlic we get from China and maybe in the future from India.
Yeah.
Who knows? We're always searching for new things and new way to import. And the good thing is the garlic, we've been importing this for maybe 15 years. Or
Yeah.
a long time, maybe more. I was not even at St. Charles Trading. So
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I think it's one thing that is really nice because it was one of the first ingredients, I think, at St. Charles Trading. So, you've really, over the years, been able to perfect the art, really being able to be as cost effective as well as maintaining that high quality and putting forth the product that we're proud of and we know that our consumers and customers will like as well.
Exactly. And make sure you have always this ingredient on the floor because that's
Yep.
I'm sure we have some garlic going out every day from the warehouse, from all our warehouses.
Why do you think the garlic market has continued to do well despite, from decade to decade?
Because it's again, it's very easy to get the garlic and to keep it in your warehouse and to use it whenever you want, and you have all the size you need. So it's very easy to get all those dehydrated ingredients.
Yeah.
You keep them, you use them whenever you want. Say, oh, I want this size, and tomorrow I need this size. And
Yeah, I agree. And I think one thing that's really nice about both of the markets for veggies and garlic is globally it's widely accepted and used by everyone. Doesn't matter if you're from North America or South America, everybody is using all cultures.
And the good things about St. Charles Trading, the quality is very important.
Yeah.
Before to get anything, we have a pre-shipment sample that we are going to test and to make sure the micros, moisture, even the granulation is correct.
Right.
It has to meet the specs. So we know what we're getting. So we know what we're selling to our customers.
Definitely. Is that how you think Tuscan Brands really differentiates itself amongst other options within the industry?
I would say the quality.
Yeah.
Because we're really into safety, quality for our customers. It's number one.
Yeah.
We have always say we're not the cheapest.
Yeah.
But we sell quality. We have premium quality. So
Right. And it's a lot of knowing your target audience, and if they're really wanting that quality and that safe product, we know that we can assure that.
And for all those out there, you recognize St. Charles Trading by the white boxes or white bags with these beautiful labels. Well, now those new boxes with our logo in it, they're going to see St. Charles Trading right away. They're going to buy from us again and again when they're going to compare the quality between us and the other guys out there.
Yeah, it comes down to even the little things. I think a lot of the times people forget the importance of packaging and how it can really communicate to the consumer and educate the consumer as well as ensure that the product is safe and nothing is going to get inside.
Exactly.
I think the nice thing about Tuscan Brands is the variety. And I think it's really hard for other companies because once they get that variety, they struggle with the quality maintained throughout all of
Yeah.
those. You might have one product that's better than the other, but I would say across the board, we do a great job of ensuring
Yeah.
the safety and the quality of all of our ingredients.
And the good thing is, if a customer needs several products, we can combine all those ingredients under Tuscan brand in one palette, or
Right.
they're gonna use the same quality for
Exactly.
for food production or for whatever. They don't need to go to another supplier. We have everything. We offer everything. We're like a pantry. You open the pantry, you have everything. So
I like that slogan. We're like a pantry.
yeah, right. You open the pantry. It's a big warehouse with everything under Tuscan brand and Batavia Mills. Batavia Mills with our sweet ingredients.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
Tuscan brand is our savory ingredients.
I like
everything.
too that you're kind of driving that point home of like that we're for the customers. We'll make things happen for them because we want to ensure that they're getting what they want and what they need.
Exactly. And on time.
Yes,
Very important.
in a timely fashion.
Exactly. In our truck.
Yes,
Isn't it nice?
yes,
Our product in our truck on a very good timing.
yeah. That's exactly I think what customers want and need to see.
Exactly.
What is the most purchased variant of the garlic types of products? Is
It's gonna be the
powder?
garlic granules.
Granules.
And powder for sure. Because
Great.
it's small. When you get to a bigger size, it gets more for customized meal.
Yeah.
And because the granules, the powder disappear. We just want the flavor. The granules, you have a little bit of texture, but not too much.
Yeah.
So yeah, the granules is in Texas. They are crazy about the garlic granules.
I agree too, and I like that you said too. Regionally, it can kind of change. That in Texas, they're really known for really wanting the granules. But yeah, I agree too, and I think that, like you said, it's just really nice that they've over the years been able to perfect the granule and really work with the granulation that we want in the particle size. So
Yeah,
thank you.
when you get to minced and chopped, it's more for visual. So
Right.
for any food meals that they need some visual in it. So
Yeah, and I like that you said too that it's really those type of products I feel like vary from customer to customer. So it's kind of one of those that, we might sell based upon our customers' preferences.
exactly.
What sect within the food industry do you think that garlic production will grow? So maybe, the health and wellness industry, do you think it
Oh,
will grow in the
absolutely,
snack
yes. So-
restaurant now that they're opening back up?
So right now you can tell that everybody is going to healthier way and eating well. So you want garlic, you want veggies in all
Yeah.
your product. So yeah, on the snack they want all those veggies. The more veggies, the more healthy ingredients you're gonna see in those snacks, the more popular they're gonna get with
Yeah.
the consumer for sure.
I definitely
So,
agree. And I think, too, within today's times, there's been shifts because of COVID and what industry that they're really
Yeah.
being successful in. And I think, like you and I were saying, that it's going to go back to a little bit of restaurant because things are starting to open
Yeah.
up again.
Well, people is cooking right now. They can-
Exactly.
Well, restaurants are open, but they learn to cook because of
Right.
COVID. Not learn, but they are cooking more often.
Right.
So they are using all those ingredients, and sometimes you don't want to shop all those products. So those dehydrated ingredients are amazing.
Right.
Amazing because you have the same, all the same good thing in the veggies and garlic than the fresh one.
Agreed.
And shelf life is amazing. It's long, and you
Yeah.
can store it in your kitchen or in our whatever warehouse at room temperature.
Exactly.
So it's a plus.
Letty's shifting a little. She also does veggies. And one thing that I had to learn the hard way is there is a million different types of veggies because you might have jalapeno and then you might have chives and then you might have carrots. But the way that they're cut and
size,
processed can be
yeah.
completely different. So do you want to talk about a little the differences between all of
As you
these?
say, there's a million, like the carrots.
Yeah.
You can have carrot crust cut, carrot shoestring,
Right.
carrot flakes, carrot granules, carrot powder. Really depending on the meal you're gonna, what
Right.
food production you're gonna
Application.
do, yeah, what application you're gonna do. Like you said the other day, you wanted to do some chips with some chives, and I have some flake chives. It's
Right.
too big. It's gonna show too much. So
I know. I know.
It's-
Letty's
it
been
has to be
helping.
perfect.
Yeah, she's been helping me source these really small chives for like a potato chip application, and I think it's really hard because when we typically eat those chips, you don't even realize how small they are, and we're kind of going down the line of like what type of chive products we offer, and it's just been difficult, but luckily we offer so many. And I think too, like you were saying, the great thing about the dehydrated vegetables is they have a longer shelf life. You don't have to really be as worrisome about the packaging. Like if you go to the grocery store, you better keep your broccoli, really closely packed together, almost like vacuum sealed. You're going to start to see yeast and mold and different type of microbials starting to grow. And I think one thing that's really great about whether, it be air dried or freeze dried,
It's easy
it's really easy. And it's just
compared to IQF.
exactly.
So it's IQF for me. Well, I imagine those those customers who have IQF, they have this big freezer. Freezer costs a lot of money to maintain every month and the bill and everything. Our 80 were air dry veggies. You put that in the room temperature warehouse, and the shelf life is 18 months to 2 years.
Yeah.
And it can be even long. Well, we have to follow up the shelf life, but if it's really well stored,
Preserved,
you can keep it even longer for sure.
Exactly, and I think it's one of those products too that's much easier to transport. I know with the IQF world, you have to have a specific type of truck that can handle that, and that's a whole new market. And I think yes,
since day one, it's a complicated
it is
process.
and it depends on how far your customer is from where you're getting the product, and it's really difficult for there. So I think within the whether it be air dried or freeze dried, it's I would say probably the easiest and less complicated. Where would you like to see the next shift within the food industry for both garlic and veggies? Are you like, we kind of mentioned health and wellness, but would you like to see the snack industry grow, or maybe it go to pet food?
I think what I would love to see is people switching really from IQF to air dry.
Yeah.
It's going to give us a ton of business, and we really need to educate those people. Say, hey, this is the best way to store your product, and you're going to use it the same way.
Yeah,
Less
I agree.
water.
Yeah, I agree too. It's people understanding application wise. There can be multiple ways to use it. I think there's a lot more on the line with IQF, so that's why I think it's really a good time for the air dried to
I think so.
continue to flourish and grow. Do you believe that the veggie market has become more competitive over the years?
Absolutely. Yeah, very competitive, and especially right now with FSMA. You need to have all the documents. It's all regulated. So we can tell that St. Charles Trading has a really good place in this market because we have always had all the documents, and we're very serious. We're SQF, so absolutely we are going to bring to the customer the best of the best with all the document, the quality, everything. So we're a good supplier to go to.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that one thing that's really great about St. Charles Trading is we really take food safety seriously, like
Very
you were saying
seriously,
with FASMA. That's something that was developed probably 4 or 5 years ago and has really taken off. And it's made certain companies really struggle, but I think it's made companies like ours really thrive because we take the documentation and the food quality and safety really seriously. Yeah. So I know that a lot of the times for the purchasing side of it, it can be kind of a pain, but I definitely think it helps in the long run.
Yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult to get all the documents, but not so much. You can tell our supplier they are used to it. They know we want quality.
Right.
So no, they're gonna get all the documents for us for sure right away. So
definitely, we have
and
a
if
really
they can't,
we
don't work with them. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. Letty usually is like, well, that's not somebody we would want to work with. You know, it's important to have
see it
everything
right away.
Exactly, and we have a really great team here. I think that helps with the documents as well.
Oh yeah, our QA team is amazing.
When do you think was the most challenging time for the veggie market? Is there a certain season?
So it's of course it's easier after the summer when you get just a new crop. You can get all the veggies you want. And with the months going, well, you have less and less product available for sure because you have a lot of people out there contracting those veggies, like we do. So now if I want to buy something, we're in March, it's gonna get more expensive and
Right.
not so available. So that's why it's important for us to contract everything. I would say August, September.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you would
that's
say
the
the most
best
challenging
moment.
time.
Yeah. Best moment, the summer, and you contract everything. If we have new opportunities, we're gonna get the product for sure,
Mhm.
but maybe we won't be so competitive as in September.
Sure.
Depending, because I have
Yeah.
really good relationship with some of our suppliers.
Yeah.
They can be very nice and give me some
Insight.
good insight. Exactly. So
Awesome. Would you say that there's, a more challenging time for garlic, and is it different from the
it's
timing
the
of the
same,
veggies?
same of veggies.
Same, really?
During the summer. So it's gonna be. That's what I did. I contracted everything in September
Mm-hmm.
for the whole year.
And it's nice to, be able to have those contracts because, it's really more set in stone.
Mm-hmm.
And as well as, you have those relations with the supplier because
Yeah.
just in COVID times, in different types of climates, you just never know. So it's really great to have that promise, I would say.
Oh, I'm sure those people who are trying to get some garlic now,
Yeah.
that must be difficult.
And
They
here
can
you
get
are.
it, but
Yeah. And
got
here
mine,
you are.
so-
No stress.
no,
just
I got
waiting.
mine. I'm covered. I got you covered.
That's good. That's great. It's it's really great to have kind of feeling confident and know that your containers are coming, even though there is port congestion.
Yeah, they're taking longer, but they are coming.
Yes,
so.
they are coming. Well, thank you so much, Letty, for joining me
You're
today.
welcome. You're welcome. It was
I
fun.
really appreciate it, and thank you for telling us more about the Tuscan brands.
Thanks for listening. Follow or subscribe so you can always catch the latest episode. For more information, check out our website at stcharlestrading.com.